Back in the 4th century, there were a bunch of really big floor mosaics created in northeastern Italy. They were commissioned by Bishop Theodore after the Edict of Milan, which legalized Christianity. One of the things shown on the floor is a pairing of a basket of what appears to be Amanita mushrooms and snails. The myth, the theory, the oft-debated, which is associated with that floor, is that at some point in early Christian history, these toxic mushrooms were used to trip out in some sort of shamanistic ritual. The story goes that some wise and studious scientist types, who in those days were called mystics, noticed that snails loved to chow down on the toxic red mushrooms but seemed to be unharmed. Snails were considered a yum-yum by the Romans, and it had spread throughout everywhere, all over Europe. So, eating them happened. And supposedly the people who ate those snails felt dreamy, happy, and brightened. Obviously, they wanted more. Being scientifically minded, they decided to breed the snails and the mushrooms. They fed the snails almost nothing besides the mushrooms and supposedly figured out a way to get farther into the experience and more easily commune with Jesus. They then turned this into a kind of a ritual, helping other Christians do the same. That's the story anyway. It's hotly debated. Whether it actually happened or not, the trick came from somewhere, and the idea was later repeated by others. Now, I just happen to know a good bit about what I like to call Christmas mushrooms, and a teensy bit about snails as well. Very tiny, but enough to end this with a warning. Do not do this thing with snails. Snails that have freshly digested something toxic are not safe to eat. If you collect wild snails for food, they need to be properly purged and prepared first. Simply assuming that a snail is safe because it ate something poisonous without immediately dying is a very bad assumption. As for the Christmas shrooms, there are traditional ways of processing them that reduce their toxicity while at the same time making them even better at sending you to a glowy, dreamy la-la land. And there are traditional methods, which are kind of a pain, that detoxify them enough to be eaten as regular food rather than used for their mind-altering effects. And nope, I am not giving instructions on the process here for obvious reasons.